Andy Johnson. We are looking at substance use disorders with adolescents as part of adolescent mental health. Some numbers. Approximately 9% of adolescents are considered in need of treatment for some form of substance abuse. 22 million Americans, 12 or older, meet the criteria for substance abuse. Illicit drug use peaks in late adolescence, early adults. That's high school and early college. This is when use peaks. In a survey, those reported using illicit drugs in the past month, and you can see it there, 21 to 25-year-olds, 19, 18 to 20, that's late high school, early college, and then 16 to 17, that's kind of your high school level, and so on. Marijuana is the most common illicit drug, and that is important to us for many reasons, because marijuana has been linked to reduced IQ scores. Heavy marijuana use, it's harmful for the developing brain. Our brain does not develop fully until the mid to late 20s. Marijuana use is also linked to deficits in working memory, attention, motivation, and self-regulation, as well as deficits in psychosocial functioning, interacting in a social group, learning how to deal with social, emotional, interpersonal, and intrapersonal situations. In a survey, those reported using illicit drugs on at least one occasion, 12th graders, 50%, 10th graders, and 8th graders. Those reported using alcohol in the last month, 12th graders, 39%, 10th and 8th. Just some facts and figures. 23% of high school seniors reported driving under the influence at least once. Breaking that down by age, 21 to 25-year-olds, 22%, 18 to 20, 12, 16 to 17. And males are twice as likely as females to drive under the influence. Why is this important? Well, let's look at some of the neurobiology. Dopamine is the neurotransmitter that helps to regulate motivation for behaviors necessary for survival from an evolutionary perspective. That means food intake, sex, social interaction, all increase dopamines. Boo, these neurons, all right? That leads to good feelings, so we do it again. And that was necessary for our survival. We eat food, feels good, we eat more food. All right, you can figure the rest out. Drugs make us feel good, that's the dopamine effect, so it reinforces the behaviors. It reinforces addictive behaviors. So we have more of that dopamine. Now, with continued use, over time, the dopamine receptors decrease. That means it takes more of the drug to get the same result. All right? Now, these neurons turn our attention to what's salient for our survival, things that are fun, sad, and important. But with lower dopamine levels, drug abusers experience less of a signal from the firing of these neurons. So the natural reinforcers, things we normally enjoy, like food, sex, getting A's on on your report card, sports, social interaction, these are less reinforcing, and it lessens the motivations for these things. In a 25-year longitudinal study looking at adolescents who began using marijuana prior to age 21, they found that high levels of use were related to worse educational outcomes, lower income, greater welfare dependency and unemployment, and less relationship and life satisfaction. Now, this is correlational. We don't know if one thing caused the other or the other thing caused one, but they are correlational. And by the way, we should be concerned about tobacco as well, because that leads to 500,000 deaths every year. All right, part 2 will look at this in a bit more depth.